Thinking about self-publishing and don't know where to start? Join the Spa Girls each week for 30 minutes of honest advice, tips, and resources. I'm Trudy J, and I am here with Cheryl Phipps,
Hi there.
Shah Barrett,
Hi.
and Wendy Vella.
Hello.
And today we have a very special guest. We've got Nancy Cohen.
Yay.
Yay! Say hello.
Hi.
Welcome, Nancy.
Thank
Welcome.
you.
So Nancy's a cozy mystery author, and we're going to be talking about cozy mysteries today. But first of all, I'm just going to do a quick bio for Nancy so you know where she's coming from, and then we'll get into the questions. So Nancy J. Cohen writes as is a cozy mystery author, best known for the Bad Hair Day mysteries featuring South Florida hairstylist Marla Vail. Titles in this series have been named Best Cozy Mystery by Suspense Magazine, won a Reader's Favourite Gold Medal and a Roan Award, placed first in the Chanticleer, is that how you say that?
Mm-hmm.
International Book Awards, and third in the Arizona Literary Awards. Her nonfiction books, Writing the Cozy Mystery and A Bad Hair Day Cookbook, have also garnered numerous awards. She's active in the writing community and was a past president of the Florida Romance Writers and also the Mystery Writers of America, Florida chapter. In a normal time, she enjoys cooking, fine dining, cruising, and visiting Disney World.
Oh, sounds awesome.
I love Disney World too.
That's
Go
right.
Disney World.
Yeah.
So thanks for joining us today, Nancy. So let's start out with how you got into writing and how you got into self-publishing. That'd be great.
Okay. Well, writing always starts with reading, and naturally, I loved Nancy Drew and Judy Bolton and all the early girl
Yeah.
detective stories, which led me into reading mysteries. And but I didn't start out writing mysteries. I actually started out writing science fiction romance.
Mhm.
I wrote those for Dorchester and the Wild Rose Press. And at one point, my agent said to me, "Have you considered writing a mystery series?" Because at that point, I was starting to put mysteries in my romances, and it would just be one more step to create a series. Um, and at that point, I went into the salon to get my hair permed. If you remember those days when it was
Yes.
permed.
Yeah.
Vividly.
So I was waiting for it to process. I looked at all the other ladies sitting there and I said, "We need something gripping to read to kill time. I'm going to kill off one of these ladies." And that's how the very first story was born, which was Permed to Death. So
Wow.
Oh my gosh. Oh, that's awesome.
and I wrote 9 books for Kensington in the mystery series, and then I moved on to Five Star Publishing, part of Gale Cengage, and I did 4 books for them. And then they canceled their mystery line, so I had to move on again. And that's when I decided I'm going indie because I'm tired of going from publisher to publisher. I can't
Yeah.
have a consistent brand with my covers or anything unless I do it myself. So at that point, which was book number 10, 11, 12, 14 in the series, I struck out as an independent author, and that's what I've been doing ever since.
When was
Wow.
that? What year
Yes.
did that all happen?
Gosh, I don't remember.
A long time ago.
Or was it several years
Several
ago?
years. Well,
Obviously.
three bad hair day stories ago.
Yeah.
Had an average of a book a year, except for last year because of the pandemic and everything.
Yeah.
I got off track. So maybe
Okay.
4 years ago.
Okay. Wow.
Wow.
Awesome. So that's cool. So and you are happy being indie now? You feel
It
that move
works
was a
for
good
you.
one? Yeah.
Mm.
I really like it because I can control the covers. I can
Yeah.
make sure the book is laid out like I want it to be. I can control the price, which is tremendous because I think indie authors for ebooks have a step up over the traditional published books there that are way higher priced. And I like to be fair to readers. So yes, I like all aspects of it, and especially getting the monthly income from all the book distributors. That helps too.
Yeah. Yeah. And so did you ever do you go back to the idea of writing sci-fi romance, or you're now just focused on the cozies?
I love writing the sci-fi romance, but my entire readership is really for the cozies.
Yeah.
And people
Yeah.
just want more in the Marla series. So I believe in giving readers what they want, and that's what I'm doing. So,
Yeah.
uh,
And how many books
yeah.
have you got in that series? It's something crazy, isn't it? Like about 17 or?
Let's see, I'm just finished number 17, the draft
Right.
for that, and sent it to
Right.
my editor. So
That's-
17 plus a novella and a short story in the cookbook.
Right.
Awesome.
Which,
Yeah.
Do you come up with all those titles yourself? Because they're pretty cool. Or do you get some
I
help?
do, yeah, I do.
Oh, wow.
I have a
cool.
whole page list full of titles. I don't know if I'll live long enough to write those books.
Oh no, that's
I-
such a good idea though,
yeah.
isn't it? Never going to
Yeah.
be struck, you know,
Yeah.
Mhm,
stuck for a title.
Right.
If
Yeah.
you've got a list.
mhm.
So, is there a really big difference between the book, the sci-fi romance and the paranormal books you were writing, and the cozy mysteries? Like, is cozy mystery a very different genre to those? Like,
Yes,
Yeah.
because cozy mystery is almost, I hate to say the word formulaic, but you have your murder victim, you have the suspects, you have the clues that you have to plant, you have your sleuth interviewing all the suspects, chasing down the clues until the final revelation. So that's the basic structure. With the sci-fi romance, you can do anything in the world that you want to, or out of this
Yeah,
world.
yeah,
So there, you can have much more adventure and jeopardy and stuff like that.
yeah.
yeah.
Mm.
Okay.
And my sci-fi romances are more like space opera type.
Yeah.
It's strong
Yeah.
female heroines and alpha heroes, and they're out in space somewhere. And
Yeah.
lots of fun.
When you very first started with the Cozy Mystery series, did you plot that you were going to write 17 books? I mean, are you a plotter or a pencil, or you had it all worked out?
Definitely a plotter. I do plot my stories ahead of time and write a complete synopsis before I begin writing. I did not plan out the entire series because when you have book contracts, you never know from one to the next if they're going to be renewed. And at that point, I didn't think it's going to be a long running series. I had no idea. And in fact, if I had quit when I left Kensington, because I was orphaned there, my editor left, and I ended up leaving too. That would have been the end of the series. But I liked it too much and was more persistent, and fortunately, 5 Star picked it up, and then I just decided to keep going on my own.
Mm.
But
Do you do your own covers as well, or do you get those?
I hire out the cover design
Yeah.
and the formatting.
Yeah.
Both of those. I have no talent whatsoever in those regards, so I hire that out.
Right. Yeah.
Awesome. So if we're thinking about a cozy mystery, and you're talking about the structure of a cozy, and you're talking about planning the series, what's really curious to me is in terms of the like Marla Vail, she's this character that you created, and you had these 9 books with Kensington with. Like, how do you in a cozy, do you kind of have character growth, or does she stay the same? How do you work that kind of like in a book that I would normally write, you have some kind of arc or character growth. How does that work in a cozy mystery when it's such a long series?
We have an overall character arc for the entire series, as well as one for each book.
Yeah.
And it's critically important that your character grow and change throughout the course of the series. Because if you think about any books that you get hooked on, any series, you're coming back because of the characters. You want to find out what happens to them. You know there's going to be a murder mystery in each one, or an adventure, or a romance, or whatever. But you're coming back to see what's new with those characters, how they're going to react in their different relationships, and where they're going in their lives.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's awesome. I mean, that's what you would assume. I just wasn't sure when it came to cozies if there was a different sort of way of doing it. Yeah. Yeah.
What do you think are the key components of a good main character for a cozy series to keep the readers coming back? What do you think the character needs or doesn't need, kind of thing?
Well, she definitely needs to be inquisitive
Mm-hmm.
and determined, pursuing the truth, justice are important to her. she also needs to come into contact with a lot of people, because
Yeah.
if you think about it, there's dead bodies every week dropping by, and you need a new influx of suspects for each book.
Yeah.
So she has to either be in a job or some kind of situation where she meets new people. And she's very curious, but not stupid. Okay, because there's something that we call too stupid to live.
Yeah.
This is the sleuth that goes into the cellar, and so you have to be careful of those kind of moments. So she's very smart, picks up on things, intuitive, and really a good conversationalist, because she encourages people to talk to her and people want to confide in her. So that's an important characteristic.
And the occupation is incredibly important in that respect, isn't it? Because she has to have people around her quite a lot, or coming into her sphere continuously, doesn't she?
Yeah, I usually have what I call two sets of characters. There are your recurrent characters, who are your supporting cast, and they follow the heroine from book to book. And then you have your cast of suspects. So you have your recurrent characters who can have their own subplots, plus a cast of characters that's different for each book.
And what's your word count on your cozy mysteries, Nancy?
Now about 80,000 per book.
Oh,
That's
that's at the top end, isn't it?
Yeah.
Of cozy mysteries.
Yeah.
When you say now, did it start out less? Did you?
Well, for Kensington, you go according to what the contract requires. At that point, they were less. Yeah.
Okay. And do you prefer writing that longer length, at the 80,000?
I do, and they're more likely to get picked up for like libraries too, I think, if they're longer.
That's interesting.
Or a large print.
Yeah. Is it, so when you're talking about them in terms of Kensington, you call them a mystery, and like what we call them, I don't know if it's just a self-publishing or indie term, but we call them cozy mysteries. Is there a difference there, or is it the same kind of book, it's just different titles?
Cozy mystery is a subgenre of mystery, really.
Okay.
There are traditional mysteries or detective stories. There's courtroom mysteries. There's a whole slew of them. Cozy mystery in particular, which I talk about in Writing the Cozy Mystery. It's basically an amateur sleuth whodunit. So there's a murder mystery. There's a group of suspects, most of whom have motives and know each other. There's often humor and a touch of romance. And there is no bad language, no graphic sex or violence. So these elements define a cozy mystery.
Just touching on the romance, how much romance is there actually in a cozy mystery?
I love romantic subplots personally. I really like for them to be a love interest. Not a love triangle. I'm not too fond of that. It's okay for a book or two, but that's it. Then she better make a decision or I'm off to something else.
Yeah.
But a solid romantic relationship I really like. In cozies, anything else is behind the closed door. That's important. Yes.
So if you're writing a big series and you've got this one character, would you have her falling in, finding her romantic connection in the first one and that just carries through? How do you put that in all, to run through all the books?
That's how I did it. That's not how other authors might do it. Other authors might have two guys that the heroine's juggling for a while. Sometimes it works. If it goes on too long, readers might get frustrated.
Yeah.
It's fun initially.
Yeah.
And I know some publishers maybe might influence that too by telling the author she can't settle down with one guy yet. So that might be some publisher influence in there also. But for me, Marla meets Detective Dalton Vail in book 1, and they don't get married till book 10. And Marla has some hang-ups, and he has some hang-ups, which they both have to get over. That's what I call their internal conflicts. That's important to give your characters so they have more depth.
Yeah, so there's a lot of the conflicts obviously massive, but there would be a huge supporting cast in cozy mysteries. Am I right in thinking that, like the town environment and stuff like that?
Yeah, actually, the town itself is usually like a character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The setting is very important. There's often a sidekick character, so the heroine has a sounding board, and this usually a friend or a sister that sometimes accompanies them on their adventures. And then there might be the love interest, there might be parents, siblings, work colleagues. So it could be any of these could be supporting cast.
Mm.
Yeah. And do they have their own stories sometimes?
Yes, yes.
Mm.
In fact, Marla's mother features into the one I just am finishing up. She runs into a problem when she's doing a bathroom remodel and somebody finds a dead body in the shower. So that involves Marla's mother.
Okay.
Getting back
That's-
to the town being a character, when you in your writing the cozy mystery, you actually have a little map of the town. So how important do you think it is to get that into your head when you're planning when you're plotting your cozy mysteries, so that you know where everything is set up, you know, where the diner is, where the cafe, where the police station, all that sort of thing? How important?
I think it's helpful. It's even more helpful if you model it on a real place, but give it a fake name so that you can be more creative. Because if you use a real place, then you're stuck and you have to be very exact and accurate. If you twist it a little and give it a fake name, you can still use some of the same streets and so forth, but it's a fictional place.
Mm-hmm.
And it is important to get in your head like where the person lives, what kind of neighborhood it is, where do they work, how do they get from their house to their work, what type of transportation do they use. So all the factors that go into creating a setting.
Mm. Yeah.
And is there a feeling around the setting? Like I get the idea that maybe a cozy mystery is when you talk about the setting being a character, that maybe there's kind of like a comforting or community, quite a strong community feel. Is that right?
Yes, it's often a small town, or it might be a beach town. It might be a ski resort town. So usually there is that small town atmosphere. Even if you're in a city, you can narrow it down to a particular neighborhood.
Mm.
So yes, you want the flavor and you want to bring it in through holidays and foods and different ways to make that setting unique.
Do you think that's what readers are like that's a big aspect of what readers are looking for when they read a cozy, like that kind of that feel?
Well, yeah, because they want to feel they're part of the family there, sure.
Yeah.
Mm.
Mm.
Yeah.
And if you watch the, I don't know if you get it there, the Hallmark mystery movies, do you get that over there?
Yeah.
They're all in small towns somewhere, or they might
Yeah.
start out in the city and then they go to the small town where they meet the other
Mm.
person. And
Yeah.
I love those movies. But,
Yeah. Same. I love
yeah.
Hallmark stuff. Christmas is a big Hallmark time in my family.
Yeah. Well,
So I'm curious, coming from a science with a science fiction romance love, did you ever consider going down the paranormal cozy mystery route?
not really. I like the straight mystery.
Mhm.
I have thrown in a ghost or two into my stories, in particular, Dead Roots. Marla goes over Thanksgiving weekend to a haunted resort to introduce her fiance to her family. And there she meets the ghost of one of her ancestors. And I got to make up my own ghost stories, and that was fun.
Cool.
And in Dyed Blonde, she goes to Casadega, which is a town near here that has all mediums. And she
Mhm.
gets a reading by a medium. So I bring it in different ways.
Yeah.
That's cool. So is it so we've talked about the character, like the main character in the setting. Is there any other really big elements to writing the cozy that are important for people to know and understand?
There are the clues. I mean,
The dead body,
you-
say.
yeah. I mean, you have the body, and you give each character each suspect a secret, which could be a motive or maybe not. But everybody should have a secret. And then you decide on some certain clues that will actually lead to the killer. But the thing you have to do is distract the reader. So even if you present the clue, you need to distract the reader or make it seem not important until later. So you're kind of tricking the reader as you go along, planting clues until all the secrets are revealed and the killer is exposed.
Okay. Do you
And
always
then
know
just-
who the killer is before you start?
I usually do, but sometimes I change it. On occasion, it seemed like, well, he was too obvious. I'll make him the
Yeah.
red herring. Or I've decided, well, there's not one killer, but there's two. You can do that too. Yeah. So it can change.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
And
Or
you
an
wanna
Agatha
trick the-
Christie reader too, like a lot of us. That
Agatha Christie, sure.
yeah.
Mhm.
Just thinking of her double the murders where, you know, the whole party took part in it. I love those.
Yeah.
Whole party. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Some of them. Yeah.
That's hardcore. Did you have a question, Cher, that I interrupted you on?
No, I was actually going to talk about the red herrings, how you're
Okay.
trying to trick the reader into thinking that it's one person,
Mm.
but you have actually left clues for the real
Yeah.
killer. But like you say, you kind of like not dumbing them down, but almost like hiding them so
Yeah.
that they
And do you bring the animals in like everyone else? There's always a lot of animals lurking around in Cozy Mysteries, I find.
Marla and Dalton have two dogs. So they have a golden retriever and a poodle, a boy and a girl dog, and so they feature into it. Yeah.
Nice.
So I'm curious about the you know, so Cozy Mysteries are about a death, right? So that's a big part of what you're doing, but you can't be graphic or gory and you said that earlier in a cozy. So how do you get around that? Do you just not describe the murder scene, or do you just talk about it in nice terms? How do you nice up a murder?
Well, it might happen off scene, okay, or there's no blood or gore. Can't be blood or gore. There's no throw up or anything. There's nothing disgusting. So it might be the body, the person staring at the sky and having something wrapped around his neck, and she might notice petechia in the eyes or whatever clues that she observes, but there can't be anything
nasty.
graphic. Again, yeah, nasty.
But people don't you don't have horrific deaths or something, you know, in a cozy.
No. And you don't ever kill off the pets. You don't ever do anything to children. So there are certain taboos.
Yeah.
Does the murder victim have to be deserving in some way, or can they be a good guy as well, kind of thing?
For who?
For the death, whoever
so
dies.
for the murder victim. Yeah.
Oh, the murder victim is usually somebody people don't like,
Right.
or it's somebody who appears to be really good and well liked, but then their secrets come out, and then they have secrets.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So do you think the secrets are a big part of Cozy Mystery, like the secrets and the lies that people are telling, and then it's kind of uncovering that? Is that a part of why people like it?
Well, definitely, because we all try to solve the mystery along with the sleuth.
Yeah.
And we're picking up on the clues as we read the books. This is why the writer has to play fair with the reader and present enough clues, and also introduce the killer earlier in the story, so it's not somebody who just suddenly appears at the end. I mean, that would really be cheating the reader. So
I hate it when
be
that
fair.
happens. Yeah. Don't you hate it when suddenly someone appears at the end of a book and they're the one who did it? That's terrible.
You're like, where did you come from? Yeah.
And so so I've got a couple of questions around, so you mentioned a technical term around something in the eye, and it just made me think, how much knowledge do you have around
autopsies?
Death and what people look like and forensics. Yeah, like, do you have to know that kind of stuff, or?
Not really, because there are some good research resources where you can ask forensic people for help in the descriptions. So you can ask for help, you can attend workshops on this stuff, and you don't have to go into too much detail.
And you can Google it. Well, you'd be surprised what you can pull up.
There's like a IO groups, a listserv for crime writers where you can ask questions, and that's very helpful.
Yeah,
that's
cool. Interesting.
I wanted to just touch on a bit of marketing, actually, and just how do you market? What's your main marketing sort of platform for your Cozy Mysteries?
Mostly I use Facebook because that's where my readers seem to be, and I feel a real connection to them there because we can chat about different things and interact. So I like Facebook the most. I will do launch parties on there too. And I'm also active with bookloversbench.com. We're a team of writers, cozy writers. We team up together and do cross promotion. We have weekly blogs and monthly contests, so that's helpful. Plus, I'm on Twitter a lot. And yeah.
Do you have any like paid, do you pay advertising like through Amazon or Facebook or anything like that, or BookBub or anything like that? Or
I've been trying to get a BookBub deal so far unsuccessfully. I've tried Facebook ads and Amazon ads, and I'm not too impressed so far. I've done Facebook boosts, and the Fussy Librarian, I do ads there, so that one's useful as well as cost effective.
Yeah.
And it's really, I hate to say a crapshoot.
It is
you
difficult,
just don't know.
It?
You have to do everything that you can and the best you can, and whether it
Yeah.
works or not, it's hard to tell.
Yeah.
Nancy, could you what was it, Book Lovers Bench? I didn't quite catch what.
Book clubbers.
Oh, Book Lovers Bench.
Book Lovers.
Bookloversbench.com.
A lot of what you're talking about, the things that you kind of like doing, it's about connection with the readers, isn't it? It's like going out and talking to people and letting them know about your books rather than the advertising side of things. It's more about those connections. Do you think that's a thing within, is that something cozy related? Do you think that that's kind of a more, or is that just general good advice?
I think it's general. I think any writer has to do that. You need to reach out to your readers and try to engage them and try to keep their attention. That's where a newsletter is also important, which I have one that goes out about quarterly, because in case your social media gets blocked or suddenly your account's not there, you still have your newsletter list, and that's really important.
So what are you using as magnets for sign-ups in that? Because your cookbook is actually a separate product, isn't it? You're actually selling that. So that's not what you're giving away, is it, when people sign up?
No, they sign up on my website, nancyjcohen.com, and they get a book sampler, which has first chapters from my different books.
Wow,
So
that's a great idea.
Yeah.
And how do you find? And you find that works quite well? Like people are keen to get those samplers?
They come for that, or they come to get my handouts from workshops and conferences and stuff, because if they email me, I send them the handout if they hear me on a lecture, and then I get permission to add their name to my list that way. Plus there's cross-promotional contests. Actually, I'm in one right now from Book Sweeps, and these are multi-author contests, which you can do through Book Sweeps or Book Funnel or Authors XP, and you get mailing lists from people who enter the contest. So that's another route that I found helpful.
Do you find that they are converting to readers who stay, those kinds of lists?
Depends on which site it is. I know on Book Sweeps, for example, the readers choose to follow you in particular, rather than you getting a blanket list from everybody.
Right. That is different, isn't it?
Yeah, that's actually quite good, because then you kind of, at least they've made the active choice to do it rather than it just being a blanket one for all of them. Yeah. And so with your newsletter, what kind of, so you have a reader magnet that, and then the people joining from the conferences and things. What kind of content are you putting out in there? Are you just telling them about new releases, or are you attempting, are you doing other stuff?
I have new releases, and that includes audiobooks too, because I have 4 books so far in audiobooks. Upcoming books and news on my mystery series, like what I'm working on. Any awards that I might win have won. Upcoming appearances. Sometimes I'll give bonus recipes. I very often offer to subscribers some bonus material with a special link just for them that they can go and get it. It might be like deleted scenes from a book or an excerpt of an upcoming book. So something most people wouldn't get otherwise.
Hmm.
And sometimes I'll put in books by friends and book lovers bench news. So yeah, there's a variety of stuff.
So you do newsletter swaps with other authors?
Yes, yeah, as long as it's a book similar in the same genre,
Mm-hmm.
because we want to reach the same readers. Obviously, it's not going to do me good to swap with a thriller author.
No, you've got to be quite specific about that, don't you? Even within cozy, you know, there's the paranormal
Subgenres.
versus the non, and
Right.
the what other genre? Like there's a lot of subgenres in the cozy. Could you go through some of those? Do you know those kind of well?
Culinary is very popular. Anything to do with food and cooking, which I enjoy that very much too. Cats and dogs, that's another one. Hobbies and crafts, that's another popular one. And paranormal, of course. I think those are the main ones.
And so would it be worthwhile to swap if you're say a crafts and knitting kind of one, to swap with someone who does animals? Is that kind of crossover, or is it very keep in your own lane?
I think if your book has a mention of a hobby or a craft in it, then you would be appropriate for the crafts person. And I don't write dog, or cat mysteries per se, but my pets in them, so that would work too. Yeah, so it depends.
What about the writing of it? What combining, say, two? So, for example, you had cats and dogs, but it was set in the main character's bakery. Would that fly, or do you think that's just getting a little murky?
That would work. Yes, definitely.
Okay.
I just read a book about a dog bakery. Actually,
Yeah.
combine both of those
I love
right
that.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, there can be a cat in the bookshop. Bookstore mysteries, that's actually another subgenre. Too.
Yeah.
Bookstore. That sounds awesome.
There's actually a cat cafe.
Cat cafe. Wow.
We went to one the other week.
Yeah. Just by the by.
Yeah. So, but do you think paranormal and the others are kind of different though? Do you think paranormal probably is separate? I would guess that it is, but
maybe not necessarily. Depends on how far out it is, I would say.
So because you talked about your ghosts and yours and stuff, but maybe if it's a witch who is like, that's kind of quite full on paranormal, or is it not matter?
If it's a light, fun mystery, I still might swap with it because it's the tone and the humor. I mean, that's similar.
Yeah. Okay.
And what about the whole first person, third person thing? Do you prefer one over the other?
I started writing in third person because I was familiar with that from writing romance. But if you're comfortable with first person, that's fine too. I think it's a personal choice, whatever you feel most comfortable with.
Yeah.
It works either way.
It will be relieving to a lot of people listening.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I see, in my travels, I see it done both ways, and it's equally as good as long as the story's good.
Yeah.
And that's what it comes down to, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Most things will fly if the story's good.
I suspect writers fret about it more than maybe readers. They probably don't necessarily know how it's written, so
Yeah, for sure.
Or notice. So you've got the 17 novels in this series. Are you planning to continue indefinitely, or are you thinking maybe a new series, or what are your thoughts on the future for that?
I know what I want to do for book 18. And then I might pause because I have a couple of standalones that I might want to get out there. At that point, I'll see where we're at.
See where we go.
I appreciate reader feedback because it's the readers who inform me and tell me what they would like next.
Yeah, that's awesome. Do you have particular books in the series that have done better than others? Like a particular theme or angle or I don't know, type of murder? I just think that flies better than some of the others, or is it all, as long as it's your story and people love it?
Well, the first book, of course, always does the best. And Hairbrain did well. That's a little different because it's more suspenseful and a little more serious than the other books. And the latest one, Easter Hare Hunt, because that was so light. It's about Easter and it's fun, and that one is done well too. So those stand out. right now. But people, once they get hooked on your series and they want to read all of them, and now I'm coming out with box sets. So if they want to do each set of 3 books in ebook at a time, they have the ability to do that.
That's awesome. That's a really good point. So you would say that it's not really about a particular trope, for example. Like, so I'm just thinking about in romance, you have like the alpha hero or the, friends to lovers kind of trope that are kind of more popular, like they're kind of known to be ones that people go to. Is there a similar kind of thing in Cozy, or is it just that's you as the author and your voice and maybe your main character?
Good point. I think that the whodunit itself is a trope. It's basically a murder mystery, and anything beyond that is particular to the story itself. There's no archetypes. I think what you're talking about, the archetype, the princess meets the pirate and the romance kind of archetype. The princess and the rogue type of thing, but you can work that into the conflicts within your individual stories in a mystery. You can base other characters on the archetypes.
So I guess the people are coming, that the people are coming to the story, the Cozy, for the mystery itself, and that's maybe the main thing. So that you already kind of have that there. Yeah, that's a good point, actually.
Yeah, they're there for the puzzle. They like the puzzle of trying to solve the murder.
And kind of in a safe environment, right? Like you think about different mysteries that are more suspenseful or thrillers. Like for me as a reader, that's a bit more, I'm more tense when I'm reading something like that. Like I would feel like on edge of your seat. And maybe for some readers, that's what they want. But do you think for Cozy mysteries, I feel like that maybe they like the, it's a murder, but it's actually in a nice environment where they know that it's, they know the structure and how it's going to be. Is that?
Most definitely. It's a safe read. Justice is done. The criminal is caught. There's some humor. There might be some romance. The titles are funny. The covers are funny. So you know what kind of read you're going to get. It's always a pleasant experience.
Exactly. And even though there's murder, it's not going to be the vulnerable like the children or the animals kind of thing. So it's a safe, I have a question just regarding readers joining. I think there's a reluctance for some authors to have such a long series because they're nervous that it's too hard for the new reader to kind of enter the series. But with Cozies, they're standalone. So they could read, say, start at book 15, for example, in your series, and then read backwards without it necessarily affecting their reading experience. Would you agree with that? That people are still, or do you think people still find you from that first book?
I think in a good series, you can jump in at any book because it should be written as a complete story with enough backstory mixed in to clue in new readers, but not too much to bore your repetitive readers. It's a delicate balancing act. And but you don't want readers to have had to read the series in order to understand what's going on, because I hate picking up a book and reading it and saying I don't understand and what's happening here, who these people are. So you do want to introduce your characters, and in that respect, it's good to get a beta reader who maybe hasn't read your series before to see if you've left something out and forgotten to explain who somebody is.
That's a really good idea, actually. I like that.
So you're not going to give a complete introduction to all of your characters as you go along, but you're going to give some insights as to how they've got to this point, perhaps.
Yeah, with avoiding long passages of backstory and no flashbacks.
And it's the same with the ending, really, isn't it? Because traditionally, cozies don't have cliffhangers because they are a complete story, but you might allude to the fact that something might happen to one of the characters, or somebody's come onto the scene that may have some further input in another book.
Yes,
would you agree?
Yes.
How many books a year are you publishing, Nancy?
Just one.
Okay.
Right. Yeah.
And so can you tell us about your writing process then? Like how long, just tell us about your process and I will.
Okay, well, I start with an idea, then I'll do the preliminary research and just figure out the setting. Then I will pick the victim usually. And
that sounds awesome. I'm sorry. Pick the victim. I just have to
determine the victim, and then who would have something to gain by this person's death. So then you make up the suspects, and I draw like a spider web and the diagrams in my book on the cozy mystery, with the victim in the center, and the spokes around it are all the suspects, and then you have spokes like branches off of these spokes that are the motives for each person. So building all the characters and their motives, this is before I begin writing the story. Once I have all the characters set, I will write the synopsis. Then I'm ready to write the story, and that part might take me up to 4 months. And then the revision process. So as I'm going along, I'm also getting critique group comments, so I have to make those corrections and read through several times for consistency and to catch repetitions, which is the hardest thing because you can't remember what you wrote a few chapters back. So several read-throughs, and it goes to my editor, who used to be my 5-star editor. And it's very important for indie authors to have editorial input. So hire an editor, and beta readers are very helpful too, because they'll pick up things nobody else does from a reader's viewpoint.
Do you have an ARC team or a list of beta readers, or is it that you go through?
Yeah, I've had readers that I've used before. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
and
one big question that one thing I wanted to know, because I found it very interesting, the fact that you don't have a pen name, like you haven't split out your different genres. And it was something that I was very conscious about when I did my own, making my cozy mysteries under another name. And it's just not something that you thought you needed to do, Nancy?
No. I went from the romance to the mystery, and I think I asked my agent at the time for his advice. And I had already established my name. He didn't see the need to change it. And so I kept it. It's a personal choice, but then I can build my brand with my name without people getting confused. Sometimes the publisher requires it, that you take a pseudonym. So that could be, if you're with a traditional publisher, that might be their decision.
Okay.
That's interesting.
And you're all in now though with cozies. You're not tempted to go back to the romance world,
unless readers have a big demand for it. But most of them want the next Marla book. So, yeah.
What's the hardest thing about writing a cozy in your mind, or what's the hardest thing to get right? Like, are there mistakes that you see other authors making that you could enunciate for our listeners so they can try not to make them?
Well, as I said, cut the backstory, the long expository paragraphs, the flashbacks, any of that really kills your pacing. You have to keep everything moving forward. Dialogue, action, some introspections. Think action, reaction. So anytime something happens, your heroine needs to react to it. Also keep in mind the killer's reaction. How is he trying to cover his tracks? So you need to think of that too.
Is it all in the point of view of the main detective character? There's no flashbacks to sneaky villain. I don't know. You know how some books do that? Yeah.
Usually in a cozy, it's the limited third-person viewpoint. So all in the sleuth's head, so that the reader can follow along with the sleuth. Now, you might have multiple viewpoints, maybe in a traditional mystery. That's a different subgenre.
Yeah, that makes sense. And so, are there so? Do you think that having the right kind of character is important? So you talked about all the aspects of that character. If you had like a not such an amazing main character, are there still ways to make a cozy successful, or is that really vital?
It's especially critical because readers need to like your sleuth. We're going to be with your sleuth for a long time, so she needs to be a likable character. Otherwise, you're going to lose interest.
And it's always a she.
No,
Yeah.
no, there are
No?
men who write cozies,
Okay.
and they
Okay.
can do just as well. They do just as well too, as
Okay.
long as it's again the setting, the small town or narrow setting with the defined suspects and light-hearted humor, or doesn't always have to be humorous, but the same puzzle that you present to the readers, the same solution where the criminal's caught.
So you said there's male writers, but are there male main protagonists? Is that
Yes,
still,
yes,
yeah,
correct.
okay,
Mhm.
yeah, okay, that's interesting.
Terry Ambrose, who's in our bookloversbench.com, he writes a bed and breakfast series featuring a male protagonist.
That's cool.
Cool.
And so what's the best thing that you most love about writing cozies? Like what's your favorite part of it?
Probably plotting the puzzle. Who you're
I was
going
gonna say,
to
is it picking the killer? Plotting the puzzle. So you enjoy that part of it. That's
yeah, figuring out everybody's secrets, because everybody has some dirt to hide.
that does
And
sound
you
fun.
listen carefully to the news. When we used to get paper newspapers, I would cut things out to look for motives.
So you constantly looking for things like that? Like when you read things and you go, oh, that's perfect for my next book or whatever. Is that what you do?
Secrets, scams. Scams
Yeah.
are popular today.
Scandals.
So,
Yeah.
Scandals, right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. That's
It's
awesome.
quite good to be watching little hometown mysteries on TV, because you can see how they've done it, but you could see that there would have been an opportunity to do it another way. I think that's really cool too.
Do you mean like Virgin River or things like that?
Yeah, just
Yeah.
Well, to be honest, even Gilmore Girls, because you've
Yeah.
got that small town vibe,
Yeah.
and you see, something happens and it's predictable because you know that kind of thing. But then you think, oh, what if they did this? And,
Yeah. Rework
That
it.
happens. Yeah,
Cool.
you would take the story in a different direction if you were writing it.
Yeah. So let's talk about your audio quickly. So you've got 4 books in audio. What made you decide to go into audio, and do they do well in audio? What's the cozy market like for audio?
They do okay, I'll say that. I wanted to make the format available for readers, and because it's just another way to hear a story, and it's actually really fun to hear it because the different characters have different voices, so it's like a totally different experience than sitting there reading. It's like having the characters come alive. So that's fun.
Yeah. Was it a fun process? Did you enjoy it?
It's a very tedious process. I mean, I worked with a narrator who had some voice acting experience, and I had to go through each chapter word by word, listening to make sure she didn't miss anything or mispronounce anything. And then I had to go through it not reading, to see how it listened. How when you heard it, and it actually changed my writing in some ways because I noticed things that didn't sound as good when spoken aloud. That was helpful.
That's interesting.
Isn't it?
Yeah, can you give me an example of that? Like, was it a turn of phrase, or was it just the rhythm of the sentences, or something else?
Starting sentences with ing phrases doesn't sound as good. Also, splitting up dialogue. Like you have one person say something, then they do an action, and then they say something again. Well, spoken aloud, it's better to have the dialogue all together. So I would move the action to the front of the paragraph at this point.
That makes sense, especially if you've got someone acting it out, if you know what I mean. Like the narrators are quite good at that kind of thing. Yeah. Okay.
Oh.
Any other questions around that, guys, around audio? I'm curious.
No, but I did want to ask about the fact that you said you are putting your books in large print as well. How does that format go?
I haven't been doing it myself. I've sold the large print rights. So, they do it.
They do it for you.
Yeah.
Okay. So have you sold any other rights, or just the large print ones? Like, do you do print for your cozies?
I do print, yes. I do that through Ingram Spark and Amazon KDP. So they are available everywhere.
How do you find that? Do you sell more ebooks, or how does the print go for you?
A lot of my readers prefer books in print still, actually.
Ah, interesting.
So I do still sell quite a number of print books, as well as ebooks. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Okay.
a good mixture.
Yeah.
Some things like this cookbook
Mhm.
is really better in print, so you can
Of
refer
course.
to it
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
kitchen.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So how did you put together the cookbook? Was that a recipes that were in the books, or is that just like I'm assuming that you have Marla in there and it's her something to do with things that she likes to cook. How does that work?
I started putting recipes in my books and putting them at the end of the books. And then I decided, well, it would be easier for readers if they could find all the recipes in one place.
Yeah.
So I did this cookbook. It's all my favorite recipes that I cook all the time for our family. But I set it from Marla's viewpoint. So she's the one who's writing the book, supposedly, and offers her anecdotes along with each recipe.
Oh, that's
Plus,
awesome.
there's excerpt from each story at the end of each section.
Oh, that's
Oh,
really well
wow.
done.
Yeah,
I like
so
that.
it was really fun.
And do you have
Yeah.
pictures of the recipes in there as well?
I do not, because that would have made the book even longer and more difficult to produce, but I have all the pictures on my Facebook author page in an album, so you can see them all there.
Nice.
Mhm.
That's
That's good.
awesome.
Mm.
All right. And is there anything else? So if we're getting close to the end of the interview now, but is there anything else that you think that someone, if they're just starting out as a cozy mystery author, that they need to know? Any pieces of advice that you could give them to start?
I would say to plan out a series from the beginning, because cozy readers like series, and so do editors.
Yeah.
So the first book is critically important. You need to lay the groundwork for the entire series
Mhm.
with a setting that you'll be comfortable with for many books to come, hopefully, and a sleuth. As we said, one of her qualifications would be to come in contact with other people, and the supporting cast, and then your suspects for that particular first book. And
Have you ever gone back to that first book to kind of, like, I mean, I'm assuming you're at book 17 in that series. You will be a much better writer now. Have you ever gone back there, or you just said, no, that book is awesome and I'm going to leave it?
I went back and revised every single book, put on new covers, and reissued the titles.
Okay.
So yes, I have updated them.
So are that whole series now is all self-published, like even the 9 books that you had with Kensington and the ones that you had with the other? Okay. Oh, that's awesome.
Yes,
So
I got all my rights back and I reissued them all. Yes, in print and ebook.
I didn't realize it. I thought for some reason in my head you were still 9 books with Kensington, and they were some. It sounded very confusing. This makes it much more awesome. Oh, that's much better.
I'd like to suggest to our readers that they actually go and have a look at this Writing the Cozy Mystery book by Nancy J. Cohen, because it is really, really good advice. And just for the diagrams that she was talking about, with having, your character in the middle and having little things on the outside about them and people that they're meeting, it's just brilliant. So nice little tool to have in your toolbox.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. Anything else that you would like to add, Nancy? I sort of cut you off with my question there. But is that everything that if someone said to you, what's your biggest piece of advice, Nancy? How do I make this happen? What would you say?
I would say have faith in yourself, believe in yourself, and be persistent, and never give up, never surrender. So
great advice, just FYI.
Never
surrender.
That's awesome. And if someone wanted to look you up, where can they find you?
nancyjcohen.com.
Yeah. And have you got a Facebook group?
I'm on Facebook, I'm on Twitter, I'm on Pinterest, Instagram, LinkedIn, you name it, I'm there. I'm on
all the things.
Goodreads.
She's everywhere. All right. Oh, that's awesome. Thank you very much. And where can we be found, Shah?
Found at spygirlspodcast.com on Facebook, Twitter, and not Instagram, but on YouTube.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us here today, Nancy. It's been fascinating.
Thanks so much.
It's been great. It's been awesome.
Appreciate it.
No worries at all. But we will be back again next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. But otherwise, farewell for now.
Keep well.
Bye.
Bye.